Hey guys, we are live in the Romance Academy with Zachariah Bourne. Hope you guys are feeling great today. I'm really excited about the stuff I'm going to talk to you about today. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to wait too much for people to show up for the live. They can just watch the replay. So, I wanted to talk about why personal development is the most important thing in your life. And also, why it's so helpful to have a coach or someone there to really compel you. It doesn't have to be me, but sometimes it can be really helpful to have someone who can really guide you, right? Who can really get you to that next place. That's why I'm working on this boot camp so I can work really closely with you guys to encourage you and get you to where you need to be. So, um, so personal development, it's the only thing that actually affects everything else in your life. It literally affects everything else. There's nothing in your life that will literally improve everything in your life but personal development, right? Your writing skills will positively affect a lot of things in your life. Your communication skills will affect a lot of things in your life. But your personal development can literally affect everything. Everything. All right, I got some comments here already. Hey guys, how you guys doing? Good to see you guys here. Welcome. I'm taking questions too if you guys have questions. So yeah, personal development literally affects everything in our life. So what we have to do, and I think we don't realize just the ripple effect that it has, right? When we start feeling more value for ourselves, we don't realize that you know, 10 years down the line, that could mean we're making 10 times as much money, right? Or it could mean that we have a mate that, before was way out of our league, right? And league is just, when people say league, it's their own concept of their self-worth, right? That is what determines your league. And that's why you can go, the amount that you can raise your self-worth is unlimited. And I think that's really amazing. So you can put yourself in any league you want if you do the internal work. And I truly believe that 100%. So this personal development stuff, it makes you happier. It can make you healthier. It can it makes your relationships way better. It really impacts every part of your life positively. And all the time, people are spending money on shoes. They're buying, cars that are a little bit nicer, spending an extra thousand there on this or that. TVs, cars, all that stuff breaks down. But your personal development, you always take with you. You always take it with you. And we don't always appreciate it. We don't always appreciate it. Just like our phone, once we have a phone and we get used to it, right? We have an iPhone or something, we get used to it and it's like not a big deal anymore. But that doesn't mean it's still not impacting your life. It's probably impacting our life more today than when we first got the phone, right? We're using it more. It's having a bigger impact today than we first got the phone. But personal development is the same way. We get used to it, right? These changes that we've made, and then we don't really think about them anymore. So we have all this growth and it's impacting our life. And it's creating a drastically different course for our life from that change that we've created, just hugely different. But we've gotten used to it. But we don't realize that if we hadn't changed that course, where we would be, because we can't really see that. We can't see where we would be without the internet, without our phone, even though it's impacting our life in a more and more deep way all the time. Um, and so I find that really fascinating. That's why I think it's really good to have a coach. Again, it doesn't have to be me, but if you ever do look for a coach, I think I'm pretty good. So yeah, and I think that's such an important thing, and I think that's why personal development is so exciting, is because it will continually keep improving your life as you keep going, and the long-term ramifications are just so awesome in the greatest sense of the word, right? If you have like two boats in the middle of an ocean and you just turn one just slightly to the right, and they both keep going in the same direction, right? After 10 days, they're still going to be relatively close to each other, And then but after a month, after a year, if they were to, continually keep going, Obviously, they would hit landmass before a year hit, most likely. But the point is, you change direction, and it just keeps radically changing it. And it's the difference between landing in Cuba or landing in New York or Canada or South America. The destination can be just so radically different based on what you're putting in, what you're planting now, what you're changing yourself now. And that's why I think it's a continual process. It's something that we're going to be doing for the rest of our life. And I think it's really exciting. I think it's really exciting. And I think people have really not even scratched the surface of how mind-bogglingly different their life can be. Your life can be so radically different. It can be even way more improved than anyone on the planet. I really believe that, if you were able to get yourself into a mindset that is much greater than anyone on the planet. But I think it's very possible if you have the mind to do so. And so that's why I think this stuff is just so exciting, because if you improve that self-worth to just superhuman levels, which is what I try to encourage people to do, and what I'm trying to do with the Romance Academy Bootcamp, the course that's coming out soon. If you guys are interested in, definitely send me a message. If you guys are interested in personal coaching, definitely send me a message. That's what's so exciting about it, is if you can change that self-worth and change what's going on in your life, you can create so much more freedom in your life. I know you hear that a lot in ads and stuff, but you really do. You can create real freedom that's specific to you, your personal type of freedom that you want. You can create situations that are so drastically different than what you have right now. You're able to attract quality of mate that is so radically different than maybe you can attract right now. And it's just staggering what self-worth in huge amounts can do. I think we have not, as humans, even scratched the surface, the tiniest bit, on just how radically better life can be. I think we're just really just barely scratching it. I think it's just enormous how incredible life can be if we keep improving ourselves, if we really change our inner monologue, change the way we talk to ourselves, change our inner value, change our level of happiness, change what we're thinking about, change what we're focusing on. It's kind of like you can use your mind for anything, right? You can use it to worry about the dumbest thing, which we've all done, of course, or you can use it to create the most incredible, anything really. And that's not a very specific, not the most specific of things, but someone like Elon Musk is using their mind that we all have, to create a colony on Mars, or to create self-driving cars, or to create to turn the whole world into sustainable energy or something like that, right? We could use our minds to do that. We just have to put the destination in our mind, and we sort of, then we can start figuring out the how. But we rarely, but that's the thing, we have to put the destination in first. We have to put the destination in first. And if our destination is just things we're observing around us in our day, things that are in our life around us, if that's our destination, we're just gonna stay right here. If our destination is the things that we just see as we're going to work or as we're interacting with people, if that's all we're putting in our minds to as our own destination, we're just going to keep hitting it. We're just going to keep hitting it. But if we put our destination into a fantastic lover, right, and fantastic thing, if we put our destination into a lot of comfort and freedom, we can create that. We figure out the how, but we have to put it in our minds first before our minds can figure out the how. We don't need to think about the how. We got to put in the destination. So that's why I think we really have not scratched the surface, because just we can think about anything and we can figure out a how to anything. I really believe that. And we wanted to figure out a how to get to the moon, and we did that. I mean, how nuts is that idea? Okay, someone thought, you know what? I'm going to make sure humans get there. And it was just a whisper of a thought in one human at one point. I'm going to figure out how to get there. And then it came to be, all of these concepts we have in our lives, even something as big as governments, are just a mental idea. They're just a mental idea that someone has thought about long enough that they become real. And so we need to open up our minds to create what we really want, open them up wide to create things that have never been thought of before. And that's how we create these really incredible things in the world, is we have to open our minds and start seeing them not only as possible, but achievable. Start feeling it, start feeling excited about it. And you can be excited about those things in your life. And that's why I say, again, we have not scratched the surface of just how far this can go. You can create any situation. You can find a way to anything if you really see yourself as there. And I really encourage you to do that. And so that brings me to my next point in all of this, why you want to start with the end point. So we're talking about the destination, why you want to start with the end point. So, so a lot of times, so we're going to bring it all the way back. So say you want, you want a fantastic lover, right? So I was recently talking with someone, and they really wanted their body to be in a better state than it is. And there's nothing wrong with their body how it is. They just want it to be different than it is. And so what I notice a lot of people do is they think, okay, I gotta go to the gym really hard, and I gotta eat really well and all this stuff. And so I gotta do all this stuff. I gotta change my body first, right? And so that's gonna take a lot. And then once I change my body dramatically, which is gonna take everything I have probably, they think, okay, then I can start attracting like the person I really want, and then I gotta go through all of that and all the craziness of dating and all these steps and all this madness. And then I can start feeling good once I have that person and they're fully committed to me, and we gotta get married, and I gotta be on my way to having kids, and I gotta have kids, and then I can start feeling good, And what usually happens, even if someone does accomplish all this, once they get to the ends, there's just more stuff and they don't even feel good. Where instead, if we can just go from where they are to just feeling good, all this stuff in between usually will take care of itself. It'll usually take care of itself. We start feeling better about our body. We start feeling happy in our body. We start feeling sexy. Things that match sexy will show up, right? We start being excited about this mate. We start being excited about where hanging out with ourselves. We start falling in love with the idea of someone, and then this one works out. And that's why it's so important for us to start with the destination in mind. Start conditioning ourselves where we really want to be. And I think it's just so massively huge, and people really haven't thought about that. So that's the difference between a means goal and an end goal. So a means goal is like, I have to get this so I can get this so I can get this, right? So I personally am going to Southeast Asia soon. So if I thought, okay, I gotta save up all this money, I gotta have like a job over there waiting for me, I have to, get everything sorted here, and I say, oh, I really want to do these things so I can do this. But what I really want is I really want to go to Southeast Asia and stay there for a little while, right? But instead, what most people do is, well, I got to figure out this. I really want this one, so I can get to this one, so I can get to this one. And instead, we can just, boom, go to the end point. We can go to the end point. And a lot of times, there's great ways to circumvent the whole thing. We can just go straight from here to there. And I was able to do that. I didn't have to take any of these steps in between. And my business is doing well. Coaching is going really well, having incredible success results from people I'm working with, and I'm excited about the boot camp, and we're doing some pre-sales on that. And so I became all set up. Like, I'm able to go from step one, straight to what I really want. And that's why it's totally mind flip to just think about what the end goal is, because a lot of times there's great ways where you can go from one straight to where you want to be without having all these obstacles in between. So that's why it's really important to focus on the end goals, on the destination, where you really want to be, and to start conditioning yourself for it. And that way you can really find a great how. But anyways, I wanted to share all this stuff with you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. Oh, let me see. Hey, how's it going? Anyway, it's good to see all of you guys. If you guys have questions too, you can leave me comments on here and I can answer them for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you start focusing on those destinations and creating incredible things that the world has never seen before, because I think it's very possible. So I'm going to leave you with this question. What things that the world has never seen before would you want to create in your life? Would you want to create in your life? What incredible things that have never existed before that you would like to see exist? Start thinking about those things. Start feeling those things. Really start thinking. And it could be just that perfect thing for you. What incredible thing has never existed in the world for you? Because life can be way better than people realize. Mind-bogglingly better and different. Well, lots of love for you guys. Feel free to reach out if you guys are looking for coaching. Also, hit subscribe. This is probably going up on YouTube. And anyway, yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful one. All right, take care.